Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of my 15 minutes on the Old Folks Boogie 2 channel. I'm sitting here looking at my puppy across the way here. My name is John. Welcome to the 75th edition, 75th edition of my 15 minutes. I'm really surprised I've gotten this far, truthfully. 75 15-minute episodes in a row. I haven't missed one yet. Not saying I won't. We're going to try and do a full year. And that's exactly what this is. This is hopefully 366 15-minute episodes of me just running my mouth about whatever I want to. Somewhere along the way, dropping a little nugget of information for somebody, or maybe possibly my kids to learn a little bit more about me after I'm gone. I'm 70 years old, so that's why this. My kids are, I no longer live at home, so I don't have the interaction that we had years ago. Um, and so some of the stories that I have from my time as a child, or my time before I married their mother, um, may some of those stories may come in handy sometime. Maybe they'll actually take a moment and listen to what I have to say and learn something. Who knows? And who know? Maybe their kids, maybe somebody. I don't know. My name is John, and welcome to it. Today, I have nothing at all planned. I've been, what do we call it? I can't remember what they what they called it now. The not socially awkward, but I'm socially. I'm not. I'm not mixing with anybody. I'm not going out. I'm not getting. I try not to get the coronavirus, and it's actually now getting a little bit scarier than it was even. And as I said before, if I do get it, I'll probably die from it. And what really gets you, if you start to think about it, what really makes you angry is that if you do get it and you are dying from it and you end up dying from it, you're probably going to not have anybody in the room with you when you do that, unless they're covered in head to toe. You won't even be able to know who they are unless you hear their voices. Wow, what a way to go. Well, we'll see. I'm trying to avoid it. Do the best I can to avoid it. I guess we should do the best we can to avoid it. I'm so surprised at some of the stories I'm hearing. Just amazing. Last night I did mention that somebody on the Bucks County, actually, the Bucks County Health Agency, or whatever they're called, Health Department, had their spokesman on last night, and he was comparing the coronavirus here to what was happening, or the coronavirus in Washington State to the flu in Washington State. Um, and he had said there was 70 people had died versus 35 people had died of the coronavirus, flu versus corona. And he was trying to put things in perspective. He said, but the reality is, you know, there's probably, I don't know exactly, but there's probably a lot more influenza cases to cause the 70 deaths. It takes more influenza cases to cause the same amount of deaths. I mean, they're not as deadly. We have an immunity. So there is really no comparison. And I'm not sure if I gave the impression that I agreed with that or not last night. I just thought it was interesting that somebody on the news would do that. Would they, well, let's put things in perspective. More people died of the flu in Washington State than died of corona. Okay, that's fine. But there was 27,000 infections of the flu and only 400 infections of and this again, that's totally, I don't have the faintest idea what the actual numbers are. If somebody would like to look that up, we would be glad to you know put it out there. But the thought is still the same. A whole lot of flu killed a few. A few coronavirus killed a lot. percentages of the corona dying higher than the percentages of the flu dying. So that's where the comparison doesn't hold up. Again, I don't know what the actual numbers are. This is just my thoughts and my guesses on the actuality of things. But it is scary. I mean, they got Mike Pence on the news all the time. Donald Trump's making statements all the time. Oh my God, everybody's got to have something to say about the coronavirus and why we're doing what we're doing to fight it, mitigate it, eliminate it, whatever. People are working on vaccines, but they don't even really know its transmissions levels. They don't know how it's necessarily transmitted right now. That's what's really amazing to me. Nobody's saying when you become infectious. When somebody becomes infectious, did they become infectious the minute the coronavirus enters their stream? And does the coronavirus start shedding copies of itself through your breath, through your pee, through your shit, through whatever? Right away? Does it take you? Do you have to get symptoms before you're infectious? Does your infectiousness go away before you get well? Or do you have to be completely healed or get over whatever you've gotten over before your infectiousness goes away? Or maybe you think you're healed and you're still infectious to boot. Which is it? I have no idea. I don't have any idea. And I don't know that anybody else seems to have any idea either. I mean, this thing has caught people flat-footed like I can't believe that they're so flat-footed. People are stammering for things to say. They're actually blah-blah-blah-blah-blah-ing it as they do. I mean, these are our health officials. These are the people that are supposed to know things, that are supposed to have a handle on things. Now, there are some people that seem to have some common sense thoughts and ideas, and they're passing them along. But the hysterics are nuts. I mean, what is with people to go out and buy a year's worth of toilet paper? If you buy a year's worth of toilet paper, and believe me, I do. We buy at Sam's Club, or not Sam's Club, I'm sorry. We buy at BJ's. We used to be Costco members. Now we're BJ's members. We used to be Costco and BJ's. But Sam's was always too far away. We couldn't join. Even though I was a Walmart employee, we never joined Sam's Club. Because they never built one up here. But anyway, but when we go to buy toilet paper, we buy a huge thing of, 48 rolls or something of Scott's, all wrapped, individually wrapped. Susan really loves them individually wrapped so that she can store them in different places and different closets, and they don't get dirty. And then when they're fresh when you get used. So we buy that many. So we have toilet paper on hand. But when we buy it, we know that box is gonna last 6 months or 8 months or whatever it is. It lasts a long time. That amount of toilet paper. Now it lasted when the kids were living at home. It certainly lasted, a shorter amount of time. But we always know that when we're buying it for the long haul. And I don't think this particular thing, unless you get sick, is going to cause you to go to the bathroom any more or less than you had gone before. So I don't understand the run on toilet paper. Water, I don't have a problem with water. I've got a really good well and clear water. Really tests nice and tastes great. I can fill other people's water jugs if necessary. But we're not going out and buying a bunch of water because we have water. I've got electricity. Nobody's turned off my electricity. That means that that everything's functioning as it should in the universe. So I've got electricity. That means I've got heat. I've got hot water. I've got the ability to take a shower, get clean, use soap. I put gas in the one car today, so I have a filled gas tank in case the worst comes and we have to boogie for the hills someplace. I don't know. But I filled it up and actually, happily so, because gas was down to $2.39. I paid $2.39 a gallon, and That's a low point in a long time. If we're lucky, it'll drop down under $2 a gallon again. Who knows? But this thing's really having an effect. Although I read a really interesting article about the oil industry and why the Middle East is becoming less and less important to us as a supplier, especially Iran. And Iran is actually becoming a pariah to the rest of the Middle East and going broke quickly. And if the price of oil continues to drop, they won't be able to save themselves from the coronavirus. Seriously, they may not be able to do it anyway. Italy has money, and they can't. They don't seem to be able to, save themselves from the coronavirus. And the Iranians, they have less capability than the Italians by a long shot. I mean, yes, I know. I see you, good girl. Mm-hmm. Good girl. My good dog, you came back. So anyway, it's just an interesting thing here. Just a very, very interesting. So I'm going to avoid it the best I can, and hopefully everybody else does too. We shall see what we shall see, I guess, over the next while. I don't know that I thought maybe the government says you should suspend all your activities but I'm doing this activity at home, so unless I get sick, I guess I won't suspend anything. I'll try not to anyway. I don't want to suspend this. I am enjoying it actually. It's similar. It's like a little bit of a chore. It's coming up. You got to get your time in today. You got to get this thing filmed so you can get it up on YouTube. But when you really don't have much to say, it's tough. It's not an easy thing. But now we've got something to talk about all the time, no matter what. I'm going to try not to talk about this all that much. But yeah, it's going to be the topic of conversation for the foreseeable future. I am sure of it. Everywhere you turn, it's going to be on I think this evening on the evening news, and I tend to watch ABC, David Muir, although he's not there on Sunday nights, but I tend to watch, and Susan loves that too. So we watch the ABC News, and I mean the first 15 minutes, at least the first 15 minutes, including commercials, that is, of a half-hour broadcast. The first 15 minutes were coronavirus related. Every bit of 15 minutes had to be. And there was nothing much else on the news after that even. A woman got attacked by a mountain lion out in California, and they had to kill the mountain lion. Hope she's okay. But at least they have the brain to go test for rabies. And they have a good vaccine now, so I don't think she'll be okay. I don't think she'll be in any permanent harm. But I don't know. I don't know what kind of condition she's actually in right now, but hopefully she's doing well. I don't want to see anybody attacked by a cougar or a panther or a mountain lion or a lion or any other animal. But big cats are especially troublesome. They got claws and teeth, and a little cat's can hurt. I can't imagine what a big cat can do to you. But anyway, so this is the breaking story of our times. It's interesting because a little bit ago, these last 4 years would have been the actual story of our times. But this pandemic is going to wipe that story right off the map. And people will not remember. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get elected or not in the fall. I think he will. I am afraid that he will, but I'm going to work against it. I don't want Donald Trump back again. But even if he gets elected again and is a president again, this particular illness and everything associated with it will overshadow everything for the next for a long time to come. I'm sure of it. It's just too big to not do that. Anyway, my 15 minutes are up. I've run my mouth as much as I'm going to tonight. So I want to say good night to everybody. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And always, always be kind out there, especially right now. If you find yourself in a line or in a store trying to get something and they don't have it, don't yell at anybody. There's nothing they can do. Just be kind. Good night.